Hey, Waffle Gang, I do hope you're well. My name is Mark, and today we're checking out some more relationship stories. And if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too? Well, let's crack on with today's first story, which comes from New Morning 384 and says, my best friend was hooking up with a married man, so I told his wife. Both me and my best friend are 20 female. We've been friends for about 5 years or so. I considered her my sister because we were just that close. We tell each other everything, and she told me how she was hooking up with a married man. Mind you, he was 50-something with kids and grandkids. I told her to end it because she was being stupid. She knows that I don't condone cheating. I tried to keep an open mind, but some things like cheating I do not tolerate. But she said she's going to continue hooking up with him because it makes her feel good about herself. Her reasoning was that this married man would rather fuck her than this wife, and that made her feel good about herself. I need you all to know this, hooking with a married person is not a brag, it just means you are pathetic. I asked her what about his wife, and she said she doesn't care about his wife. Her words were, if his wife was being a good wife, then he wouldn't be out here fucking her, and that just pissed me off. I screenshot all of our text. She would send me videos of them fucking together, their combos, their dates, all the gifts he bought her, videos of him bad-mouthing his wife, and so much more. So I saved all of that. I easily found him on social media because my friend was following him. That MF didn't even make his account private. He posted pics of his wife, kids, grandkids. From there I found his wife on social media, followed her and sent her a DM with all the proof. Then I sent friend a text saying, and paraphrasing here, that she is scum of the earth and I don't want anything to do with her. After that, I blocked her on everything. I sent the wife the DM about an hour ago and she hasn't responded since. Edit. I just posted this because I was pissed off at my friend and I just needed to vent. I didn't expect this post to go off, so I logged out. That being said, fuck everyone that has called me names and telling me that I'm a horrible person for telling the wife. She deserves to know the truth. Like I said, I do not accept cheating and my friend knew that, but she didn't care. But thank you to everyone that has been kind and supportive towards me. I really appreciate it. A lot of people are calling my friend, well, she isn't my friend, but I don't know what to call her, a narcissist, and I think they may be right. She always loves being the center of attention. If the attention isn't on her, she'll find a way to bring it on her. A lot of people were hooked on the fact that she sent videos of them fucking, and I should have added more context to that. So basically, she has always done that because she knows it makes me uncomfortable. Every person she has hooked up with, she sent a video to me, even though I said countless times to stop. She likes that it bothers me and she used to make fun of me for that. That being said, a lot of people are saying this is a fake story. I really wish it was because I lost my best friend, someone I used to consider my sister. Sure, even though she was a shitty friend, she was there for me during the roughest time of my life. It just hurts a little for me, but I know I'll get over it. The wife still hasn't opened the DM. Or maybe she saw it and hasn't said anything. I'll make an update if she responds, if you'll want. Also, my friend that I blocked, I haven't seen her in a while. I have no idea what she is up to, but I really hope she has come to her sense. Edit 2, the wife saw the DM and shit just hit the fan. I'll update you all when things cool down. I just wanted to say again, thank you for all the support, and for the people that are telling me that I'm a horrible person and telling me to end myself. Take your home wrecking and cheating propaganda somewhere else. I've said multiple times I don't accept cheating. I don't care how long we've been friends. If you cheat, I'll throw away the whole friendship. Cheaters truly are horrible people, and they aren't going to get any sympathy or kindness out of me. And there was a lot of comments, talking to OP and saying, I can't believe she sent you sex videos, and especially to make her uncomfortable as well. This is your best friend that's trying to do that to you. And obviously I can't blame you for telling the wife in this situation. She obviously needs to know, but Forest Home 13 says, I've been that cheated partner, so I just wanted to say thank you. My fiance was sending explicit photos and getting with other men on his long haul drives. I knew he was bi. That was never an issue. Cheating was the issue. A mutual friend showed me the photos. It saved me from marrying this guy. You did them a favor. Cubby says, as someone who was cheated on for years, thank you for what you did. I'm sorry you lost a friend. If more people had good morals like you, would have less acceptance of cheaters. You did so good. Wife deserves to know the truth. If you want to sleep with others, just get a divorce. Don't be a piece of shit liar and betrayer. Opie then updates the post and says, "Sorry all for not updating sooner. I've been so busy with college and work. I'm also dealing with some other personal stuff, and it has been so very emotionally draining to the point where I do not even want to get out of bed anymore. Obligatory, I'm writing this on my phone, so I apologize for the grammar and some words are funky. I wanted to say once again thank you to everyone that offered me kind words and supported me. You all are amazing, I really appreciated it. And to everyone in my DMs and in the comments calling me a horrible person for what I did, fuck you, all from the bottom of my heart. Take your cheating and home wrecking propaganda somewhere else. You will not be getting any sympathy from me. For the people that were saying I'm not a good friend because I ratted my friend out. Like I said in the comments, I do not want to be friends with cheaters. Being a good friend means holding your friends accountable for their actions. My friend could not give any less of a fuck that she was effing a married 50-year-old man. She was getting off that he was choosing to fuck her instead of his wife. She enjoyed being a mistress, and honestly, I do not know how long she would have continued if I did not tell the wife. Also, for the people in my DMs asking to see the video of my friend fucking the married man, you all are disgusting and a disgrace to society. There were people that thought this was fake, and I wish it was. It is soul crushing to see someone you called your best friend to be so shitty. On to the update. So the wife saw my DM. She texted me saying that she is incredibly grateful to me for telling her that her husband was cheating on her. She is glad that I notified her of her husband's infidelity. I told her, of course, I don't condone cheating at all, and what my friend and her husband were doing was disgusting. She agreed and said she had suspicions that her husband was being unfaithful. She once again said she was thankful for what I did for her. I wished her the best of luck with whatever she decides to do. The conversation with the wife was short, and honestly, I preferred to be short. I was feeling guilty because I might have crushed this woman's entire life, but then I remembered I did nothing wrong. Her husband and my friend did. The very next day, my ex-best friend was banging on my door and screaming for me to come out. I told her to fuck off and I want nothing to do with her. She was wailing and screaming at my door. I told her if she does not leave, I'm going to call the cops. That must have scared her because she left right away. I apologized to my neighbors for the loud noises this early in the morning. Thankfully, my neighbors said it was all good. I have my ex-friend blocked on everything, so I did not get any messages from her, but she made burner accounts to contact me. I just ignored her every attempt to reach me. She was so desperate that she DM'd my partner on Instagram, but he also blocked her everywhere. Lol. But that little shit had to drag the rest of our friends. She told them I was being a bitch to her and spreading rumors about her. Bitch, what rumors? You're the one effing a married man here. And they all ganged up on me. So I told them the truth, that she was hooking up with a married 50-year-old man and bragging about it. I told them that I told his wife, and that is why she is throwing a tantrum. Me telling the truth made her come clean with our friends, and let's just say a lot of them were disgusted with her. Now our friends are divided. Some say I should have minded my own business, and others are saying I did nothing wrong, and that my wife deserves to know. So I lost some friends, but oh well, fuck if I care. Now, some of them do not want her around because she might try to hook up with their boyfriends. According to my friend, this made her really mad. They were telling me how she went on a rant about how she's not going to hook up with her boyfriends. She's better than that. And someone said, well, you didn't let the fact the man you were fucking was married. So what's to say you wouldn't hook up with one of our boyfriends? Let me tell you all, I laughed so hard when I heard that. Imagine being surprised that people do not trust a cheater. Some of our friends work with her, and I guess they must have told the rest of her co-workers because she is being shunned at work. Everyone in her classes also knows that she willingly had an affair with a married man, so that is embarrassing for her. I was a little curious about what happened to her relationship with that old fucker, so I asked my friends, the ones that do not support her cheating, about that. From what I have gathered, soon as the wife found out, she confronted the husband and asked for a divorce. The husband panicked and dropped my friend. It also came to light that he was hooking up with 3 other different girls. Can you fucking believe the nerve of that man? My friend was upset because she thought she was the only one and offended that he would do that to her. Like, girl, be for real. He is a cheater. You think he's going to be loyal to you? I can't believe she actually thought he was going to choose her. That is hilarious, although she is more upset about how she won't be pampered anymore or be getting gifts from him. Oh, also her parents found out and they were extremely disappointed, to say the least. So that caused her major tensions with her family. I honestly forgot that her family might also end up getting involved. And I do feel a little bit bad about that because her parents are wonderful. I have no idea how she turned out the way she did. Now my friend is miserable. Most of her friends do not like her anymore. She's being shunned at work. Everyone in her classes is talking about her. She lost her sugar daddy, and her family is disappointed in her. Well, that is what she gets for bragging about being a mistress. I wonder if it was worth it for her. Let this be a lesson for the people that are cheating and homewrecking. Don't do it. There are so many on this earth. Maybe don't go after people that are taken. It's not worth it in the end. As for me, I'm keeping her blocked and avoiding her like the plague. I know I'm not alone. I still have some of my friends and my partner that supports me. Most of all, I have these kind strangers on the internet that also support me with kind words. Thank you all once again. My partner has booked a romantic getaway for us this weekend, and I'm excited for that. So I'll be keeping my phone on silent for the rest of the week. In this story and many other stories we covered, when the cheating couple, they find out, one of the partners had other multiple cheating partners as well, and they seem to be shocked about that. I'm like, why are you shocked? You're cheating with this person on someone else. Why are you shocked that he's doing the same to you? It's really not that shocking in the end, is it? But holy moly, what do you guys make of this situation? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let's move on to another story. And our next story comes from our marriage avoidance from the Today I Messed Up subreddit, and says, today I messed up by telling my parents I was gay to avoid their arranged marriage proposals. So, I'm pretty straight. Might be slightly bi if we count femboys. Let's get that out of the way first. I'm also an Indian American male around 26 years of age. I'd also like to clear up some misconceptions around arranged marriage. A lot of non-Indians seem to think it's literally your parents choose who you marry and that's that. But that's not really the case. Instead, it's more like your parents tap their network to find potential partners for you. If you like each other's pics, then you guys meet in person and then you decide whether or not you want to get married. So basically your parents are Tinder and you get a meeting or two to decide whether or not you want to get married. It's not quite as bad as many of you think it is. But the whole process feels super rushed and I'd rather date someone before I figure out if we're compatible or not. Anyways, my parents have recently been getting on my case about getting married. Apparently I'm getting older, need to settle down and give them grandchildren or something like that. Basically every time I see them, which is fairly often since they live close by. They have a new potential match for me, a picture of some new girl, and asked me if I'd be willing to meet her. It's honestly super annoying, but I'm too non-confrontational to really put my foot down and say I don't want an arranged marriage. After all, if I do, there'd be an argument or at minimum some interrogation about why I don't want one. Anyway, I was thinking of ways I could get them to stop harassing me about getting married, and the idea in the title popped into my head. I decided it'd be a lot easier to just come out as gay than to explain why I didn't want an arranged marriage. My parents were fairly conservative but weren't the types to disown their kids. If I just say I was gay, I'd have a solid reason to not get an arranged marriage. I didn't like girls. So that's what I ended up doing last time I was visiting. They were showing me pictures of some girl and I just looked them in the eyes and said, Mum, Dad, I'm gay. They got really quiet and awkward and asked me if I was sure, and I said yes. My mum told me they'd love me no matter what and to do what makes me happy. My dad was a lot more awkward and quiet, but later gave me a similar talk about how he was a bit uncomfortable with the idea but recognizes that times are changing and I should do what makes me happy. Overall, I did feel kinda bad because of how genuinely my parents seemed to respond to me, but was happy with the result. They stopped giving me arranged marriage proposals and stopped showing me pictures of girls. That is until last weekend. I visited them as usual and was greeted by my mum, who was more excited than usual. She sat me down and pulled out a binder with a bunch of pictures of guys. Apparently my parents had spent the last month or so looking for any and all gay Hindu Indian men who I could potentially marry. So now I guess I'm dealing with the exact same shit, but instead of being greeted with pictures of cute Indian girls, I get to see pictures of gay Indian dudes instead. Fuck my life, lol. At this point, the plan is to either find a girlfriend and tell my parents she's totally turned me straight, or maybe marry a twink or something. I don't know. Then, around half a month or so later, Opie comes back out with an update and says, anyways, I have an update for you guys. I read all the comments on the original post, from the people telling me to just tell my parents, questioning whether or not I was really straight, laughing at the admittedly fairly funny situation I'd gotten myself into, and a couple of people who were straight up mean. At the end of the day though, posting here probably gave me the final push to do something. The weekend after I made the post, I visited my parents as always and resolved myself to tell them the truth. However, when I got there, my mum, as always, pushed the binder in my hand. I kind of lost my resolve to tell her. I decided to just play along. It was then that I remembered the people on this thread who made fun of me for liking femboys and questioned whether or not I was really straight. I kind of took that to heart and decided to look at the binder of dudes in earnest to see if I liked any of them. To be honest, I'm really glad I did. Most of the dudes were unattractive as expected, but I found a dude on there who I legitimately think is cuter and more feminine than the vast majority of girls I've seen. I told my mum I liked him, and she kind of joked around asking me what's the point of being gay when I wanted a dude who looked like a girl anyways. She talked to his parents who had a meeting set up over Zoom, and overall it went really well. Me and him have a bunch of common interests. We're both massive weebs and history nerds. And he also disclosed that he apparently cross-dressed in private, which only made me like him more. In the end though, we both decided we didn't want to rush into marriage and wanted to do a dating trial of sorts. I told my parents and they were fine with it. My dad literally just told me as long as we have marriage as an eventual goal and don't have sex before marriage, they didn't mind if we dated. Literally this whole shit show could have been avoided, lol. Though I'm kinda glad it wasn't. Luckily, he lived in the same state as me, but he was still a 3 to 4 hour drive away. So mostly, we've had just Discord calls and spent time together gaming for the past few weeks. This Saturday though, we finally managed to meet up in person and have a date, and honestly, I think I'm in love. Dude's cuter than any girl I've ever met, but unlike most girls, he's actually into the same things I am. Anyways, we ended up having a great day out on Saturday. I ended up staying up his place over the weekend. Though surprisingly, I kept my promise to my dad and somehow avoided having sex, lol. Anyways, yeah, I'm now back home and extremely happy with my decision to lie to my parents. Then again, is it really lying if it turned out to be true? I really do like him and will probably ask him to marry me in a couple of months from now, if nothing goes wrong. And this story did make me smile. I'm super happy that he's got supportive parents in this. When he first initially told them, they were like, yeah, you're gay. That's absolutely fine, but marriage. Then starts planning this next binder. And I was really surprised in the comments how much the binder was actually coming up with their own families. But anyway, what do you guys make of this one? Let's have one more story, shall we? And our next story is an Am I the A-hole story from Cheap SIL, who says, am I the a-hole for not letting my sister-in-law use my wedding dress for her wedding, even though she can't afford one? My 28 female younger brother 24 male and his fiancée 23 female are supposed to get married in the spring after being engaged for about a year. My younger brother has always been the golden child between the both of us to my mum, not to my dad. Him and his fiancée currently live with her, rent-free might I add. My dad and I, on the other hand, have mixed feelings about this wedding. We both feel like my brother is rushing into things and not being financially smart. He just finished his bachelor's program a year ago and is still trying to get on his feet to find a good full-time job in his field and decide to spend thousands of dollars on a wedding. We sat him down and explained this to him and asked him what the rush was. Why not push it off for a few years and save up so you guys can really have the wedding of your dreams? He explained to us that his fiancée wants the wedding as soon as possible and doesn't want to wait. Well, his fiancée's family is pitching in a couple of thousand for the wedding. My dad reluctantly is pitching in a couple of thousand as well. All important later. Well, a few nights ago I'm eating dinner with my husband when I get a call from my future sister-in-law. Convo starts normal. Hey, how are you? Shitty weather we're having, etc, etc. Until she tells me she has a serious question to ask me. She asked me if she can use my wedding dress that I wore to my wedding just over a year ago. She explains that she can't afford one herself and that she absolutely loves mine and that it would be her something borrowed. I immediately shut her down and said, I'm sorry, but no. This is a thousands of dollars dress we're talking about that she'd have to get altered to fit her by the way too, so no way. We're not even close at all and barely talk, so like what the fuck? She starts begging and even starts crying and going on about how she can't afford one. I told her I'm sorry, but no. She then starts going on about how I'm not even financially helping her and my brother pay for the wedding, so the least I can do is let her use my dress. I told her the honest truth and that I think they're rushing into having a wedding and not being financially smart. She said she didn't care. She has a timeline and wants to be married by 25. I basically said to her that she made her bed, so now she has to lie in it and figure it out herself. If she can't afford her wedding dress, then should she be having a wedding? Simple as that. She ran back to my mum and my brother to tell them what I said. They think I'm an asshole because I have the money to financially help my brother and his fiancée, but I'm being selfish and unsupportive. They also think it's just a dress, so what's the big deal? My dad is on my side and defending me, and is now thinking taking back his financial help due to the sheer audacity of my brother's fiancée, asking me such a thing. Always makes me shiver when people go around and they're expecting others to pay for their wedding, expecting you when you said that you barely know each other pretty much, you barely talk. But the fiancée has clearly got this in her head that, you owe her something, as she came out with, well, you're not paying towards your brother's wedding. No, because that's a you problem, not a me problem. Why am I getting heated about this? Travel Max says, not the a-hole. She asked and you said no. She should have left it there. I would have stuck to the no, you can't. No, I don't want to lend it to you. Or no, I'm not paying money for your wedding. I hate when people assume others have money and it should be spent on them. She should look for a dress in her budget, thrift shop, online sellers, David's Bridal. She doesn't need a dress for thousands of dollars. I'd keep it focused on it's your dress. You said no and don't need to explain why she can't borrow it. Also, that their wedding is not something you should or will fund. And it just popped into my head based on other stories and totally hypothetical. You did lend her the wedding dress. She alters it to fit her and stuff. Are you going to see that wedding dress again after the wedding? Would she give it back? That's her wedding dress now. She got married in that. You can't request that back, surely. Invisible Angst says not the a-hole. If you don't want to, that is up to you. It's your dress after all, and just because you have the money to help someone doesn't mean you're obligated to do so. Her motives for getting married are also weird. Like she doesn't want to get married just because she is in love with him. She has a timeline. There's a time for things, and if she can't afford it, she either has to scale down the wedding so it's more affordable or wait. Another note, there are tons of beautiful secondhand dresses she could look at. And one more comment from Wiener World who says info and quotes, I'm not even financially helping her and my brother pay for the wedding. Then says, how much did she and your brother pitch in for your wedding a year ago? Now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What would you do in this situation? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Just a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for getting involved in today's stories. Your love, your support, your time always means the absolute world to me. So thank you so much for being involved. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care and much love.